everybody again. This is another vlog that, well, it's not one that I'd planned to do, but I came across an article in Outdoor Photography magazine, and basically it struck a chord with me because the photographer Chris Dale is a Nottinghamshire photographer, as am I, and I was pleased to note that he's come across the same issues as I have with doing landscape photography in Nottinghamshire, and that is, there really is a lack of these wide open mountainous vistas. They're just not here in Nottinghamshire, and for years I thought, I'm going to get those images. And then when I didn't get those images, I thought, God, I'm a crap photographer. I can't do it. I can do wildlife photography, but landscape photography just eludes me. And I thought it was me. Anyway, over the years I've done Google searches on Nottinghamshire landscape photographers, and I found a few of their sites, and I looked at them, and I looked at the images, and surprise, surprise, they all seem to pop across to the Peak District in Derbyshire, the next county. Now I wonder why that is. And this evening I have a couple of hours spare. The sun's just going down, as you can see. It's a lovely golden light, but I'm not in the Peak District. I'm in Nottinghamshire, about 10 minutes away from my house. I've just walked it from home actually. Walking up towards a little village called Ossington on some bridle ways and pathways, and it is rolly here, so there is potential for some nice landscape photos. But going back to the reason for this vlog, Chris Dale, obviously another Nottinghamshire photographer, and he couldn't get these images that he was looking for either. And what he does is ICM photography, intentional camera movement, which, if you look at his website, which I encourage you to do, and I'll put a link in the description below anyway to his website, it's just something that's led me to come out this evening and give a little bit of a go to some intentional camera movement. Right, okay, hello everybody again. I've tried some intentional camera movement. I'm not sure how it's come out. I've discovered that there's an additional issue with where I live. It's actually Carlton-on-Trent, so it's the Trent Valley. We live right next to the River Trent. And the problem with that is, over the years, the River Trent's been used for power generation, obviously for the water, for the cooling, which means we've got a lot of power stations, which also means we've got a lot of these. You can see them in the background there. They're everywhere, pylons, and also we're getting wind turbines as well now, but obviously the pylons are a problem because they've got the wires in between. And the issue with that is, when I'm trying to do intentional camera movement on a bit of a hillside, if there's pylons there with the wires, they're going, the pylons are at 90 degrees to the land that I'm panning across, which obviously what that does is then you've got something that's going completely against the smooth grain of the pan that you're doing and the intentional camera movement that you're trying to get. What I think I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch to my Pentax 135mm prime lens, and then try and cut out, focusing on a smaller area, and try and cut out a lot of the pylons. But we'll see how we go. The light's dropping as well now. The sun, probably see, has just dropped behind me now. It's just gone behind a bank of clouds, so I should be able to get some longer shutter speeds now, and perhaps a little bit more creative, but we'll see. Right, okay, what I'd say so far from my experiments is, if you think this is an easy option, it probably isn't. It's a lot of trial and error. I've got a couple of shots, I think, but I've been taking loads and trying loads of different things. I think the thing is to experiment and see what you get, but I definitely think that you've got to sort of follow the contours of the landscape and just try and create like a wave effect, if you like, and start from there and then see where you go. I'm off down the hill now to try and get a shot up the hill. The sun's gone down up in that direction, so I'm going to see what effect that gives. Right, camera settings. 135mm lens on, you can use any lens that you want. I'm just using this one because I'm trying to sort of isolate the pylons that I've got here from the field. I don't want them in the image, I just want the sort of flatness of the field, you know, with the little curve in it. Camera settings wise, ISO 100. I'm shooting at about f16, so a small aperture, and at the minute I'm getting about 1.5 seconds. Now I'd like to get that up to 2.5 seconds, just to give me a little bit more time. What I'm also doing is using the self timer at 2 seconds, so what I can start to do is start to pan when I've already pressed the shutter, and then I can get into some movement when I hear it click that it's taking the shot. When I've got 2.5 seconds, I might be able to get in one direction and then come back the other. It really looks weird, this does, and you know, some people might think you've gone a little bit strange, and it goes against all the other sorts of photography you do where you're trying to level your tripod and make sure that everything's still and quiet. Here obviously you're doing exactly the opposite, so I'm just going to turn around now and take a shot, and you can see what you think. Okay, and that's basically the method, and then it's just really trial and error. You know, you can try anything you want. Well, that's it for another vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a like below, and also if you've got any comments on the techniques I've used or any techniques that you've used to get this sort of image, then also you can leave me a comment below as well. I'm always interested to read them. If you love the channel or if you like the channel, please subscribe on the link below, and there's also a link in the top there that you can subscribe to the channel, and there's also a little bell where you can get notified every time I upload some content, which is normally about every 6 or 7 days at the minute. That's it for now, and I'll see you soon.